Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2020, and we have breaking news from the Senate and Mitch McConnell. In today's video, we're first going to go over how Trump continues to push reopenings even as his task force cautions states. Then we're going to go over the $600 per week benefits. A lot of top Democrats are still pushing for this amount, even though the HEALS Act has $200 per week for unemployment benefits in it. Finally, we're going to go over what Mitch McConnell says and how he says he will not negotiate on certain aspects of the HEALS Act, and there are certain things that he will not negotiate on. But before we get started, if you're interested in staying up to date on what is going on in the world with your money, well then please be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when new videos come out. Also, don't forget you can get $5 immediately when you download the Acorns investment app and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app. Anyways, let's get right into it. So, Trump continues to push reopenings at his task force briefing yesterday evening, even as his task force cautions states and they may have to shut down again. President Trump insisted on Tuesday that large portions of the country were virus-free, even though no portion actually is free of the virus, and he said that governors should proceed with reopenings despite a new federal report that came out on Sunday that warned 21 states that were in a red zone and needed to take aggressive steps to slow down the spread of the virus. The report dated Sunday was shared with state officials by the White House Virus Task Force, and the states that qualified as those in the red zone, those 21 states, had reported more than 100 new cases per 100,000 people in the past week. Next up is yesterday, a number of news sources quoted Trump as saying the new Senate GOP relief bill was semi-irrelevant, but this isn't 100% true. So I wanted to clarify exactly what he said, because a lot of people thought that when he said this new bill was irrelevant, that means it's not going to pass and it's not going to go anywhere. But that is not really the case. So when Trump was asked at the White House if there were elements of the stimulus bill, of the HEALS Act, that he was opposed to, he said, yeah, there actually are, and we'll be talking about them. They also are things that I very much support. But he goes on to say that we'll be negotiating. It's sort of semi-irrelevant right now because the Democrats will come to the table with their needs and ask the Republican to go with their interests. So what he's saying is that the current state of the bill is semi-irrelevant because it's going to end up being changed from what it is now. Ultimately, what he means is that the Democrats and the Republicans are going to have to negotiate on certain aspects of the bill before it is passed. So it is irrelevant because we shouldn't expect everything in the bill to pass. Next up is top Democrats in Congress have previously indicated that they would be unwilling to accept anything less than extension of the current $600 per week enhanced unemployment benefits. However, House Majority Leader Hoyer, he said on Tuesday on CNN's New Day program that the Democrats are not insisting that the $600 per week federal unemployment boost must be included in the massive second stimulus relief bill. He said it's not $600 or bust. He goes on to explain how a lot of Republicans are concerned that the $600 per week disincentivized some people to go to work because they were making more money on unemployment benefits than they were by going to work. And he explained how this point does have some validity to it. He explained that we ought to deal with that issue, but cutting the $600 per week payment down to $200 per week is not the way to go about it. So what we can look for with these enhanced unemployment benefits is most likely something between the $200 per week that the Senate proposed in the HEALS Act and between the $600 per week that the Democrats proposed in the HEROES Act. It's most likely that we'll see something in between both of those. Next up is Mitch McConnell said he will not negotiate with the Democrats on liability protections in the next relief bill. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said on Tuesday on CNBC that he will not pass a virus relief bill in the Senate which does not include liability shields. He had said this is a red line issue, and he noted, however, that the GOP is willing to compromise on other aspects of the bill, but the liability protections is not something they will compromise on. Democrats have generally opposed these liability shields because it could take away a recourse for workers who return to an unsafe workplace as the pandemic spreads across the country. A lot of Democrats are worried that if there are liability protections in place, employers might not take it as seriously to keep the workplace environment as safe. However, Mitch McConnell contended that there's no chance of the country getting back to normal without these liability protections. He says this is not just liability protections for businesses, although they are included like everyone else. He says these liability protections are for doctors, universities, schools, businesses, and a number of other places. So he said it helps out everyone, and how under the bill you can't get sued unless you can be proven that you were grossly negligent or caused intentional harm. And he said we need this for the economy to recover. And finally, Nancy Pelosi came out yesterday and she suggested that Senate Republicans are not ready to negotiate yet with the Democrats over the next stimulus bill, because she explained how they cannot get enough support from the Republicans in the Senate even to get the bill passed. She said what the leader Mitch McConnell said yesterday sounded like a person who had no interest in having an agreement. She told reporters, referring to what he said in his interviews earlier in the day. She said, "We have passed our bill. The Democrats in the House passed the HEROES Act, and the appropriate thing for the Senate to do is to pass their bill, pass the HEALS Act, before they can negotiate with them." But she said they can't even get their bill passed, and there are a lot of people in the Senate who are Republicans who disagree with the bill entirely and won't pass it. So she explained that as of now, it isn't a negotiation really, it's just a review of our bill versus what the Republicans are proposing in the HEALS Act. So she said it's not even at the level of negotiating yet because the Senate has not gotten their bill passed because there's not enough support among Senate Republicans. However, Nancy Pelosi said that she is planning on meeting with Mitch McConnell later in the day today on Wednesday and hopefully come to more of an agreement on the enhanced unemployment benefits, which expire on July 31st in just a couple of days, and the direct stimulus checks. The good news right now, though, is that everyone in Washington and in Congress supports the $1,200 stimulus check. They all support sending out a direct stimulus check. The main points of debate right now are among these liability protections for small businesses and also the weekly unemployment boosted and the weekly boost to unemployment benefits. Those are the two major things that they're debating, and once they can come to an agreement on those, it should be able to pass very quickly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's what's going on in the world on Wednesday, July 29th, 2020. Don't forget, you can get $5 immediately when you download the Acorns investment app and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.